Like the rest of us. And when everyone died, I saw him. He was eating.
Hey everyone, welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today we're diving deep into the Season 4, Episode 4 trailer for From, titled Of Myths and Monsters, and breaking down every major moment with theories that could blow this whole mystery wide open. If you've been riding with the show since Season 1, you know this place doesn't give answers easily, but this trailer feels like it's handing us puzzle pieces soaked in blood and hallucinations. Let's talk through it like we're sitting around the diner trying to make sense of the nightmare.
You go on this little trip, you know you may not come back, right?
Jade's trip, starting with Jade, because that guy's arc is heating up in the best and most terrifying way. In the last episode, we saw him stumble across those mushrooms in the woods right after pushing Boyd for some LSD. Jade's always been the arrogant genius who treats Fromville like the ultimate escape room that needs cracking with pure logic and pattern recognition. In the trailer, it looks like he actually consumes them and gets hit with that dizzy, reality-bending trip. Then Donna hits him with the heavy line. You go on this little trip, you know you may not come back, right? And Jade, being Jade, just says yes, like he's accepting the cost of truth. Where is Jade going on this journey? I think he's heading straight into the town's deeper layers. Maybe the root cellar, the caves, or whatever connects to those ancient cycles. Jade's obsession is relentless solving. He doesn't want to just survive like everyone else. He wants to debug the simulation. My theory here ties into something a lot of fans have been saying. Jade feels like a reincarnation or spiritual successor to Christopher, the guy with the puppet from Victor's childhood stories. Christopher tried to save the children during that massacre cycle and got pulled into the horror. Jade finding those specific mushrooms isn't random. The town gives you what you need or what it wants you to have when you're getting close. Those shrooms could unlock visions of the children, guiding him like they might have guided Christopher. If he makes it back, he could bring back game-changing intel on the sacrifices, the boy in white, or how the loops really work. But Donna's warning suggests the risk is real. He might get lost in the memories, or the entity might trap him there permanently. Right after that vibe, we get a glimpse of a child playing the violin. Anyone who's been paying attention knows exactly who that is. Young Victor. This episode is absolutely going to dive harder into Victor's childhood history. We've already seen his trauma bubbling up with the man in yellow suit, and now with Henry, his dad, around, we're primed for flashbacks. Expect scenes of the old cycle, the cars arriving, the massacre, the children being led away or sacrificed. Victor's drawings and fragmented memories have been key all along, and pairing them with Jade's trip could create some powerful convergence. Maybe Victor finally opens up fully, or we see why he repressed so much for decades. This focus on the past feels like the show shifting from survival horror to mythic horror, explaining the gods and monsters title.
That thing I carried inside me. He feels how afraid I am.
Fatima and the fear inside her. Now let's talk Fatima. She's sitting with Boyd, opening up about the thing she carried inside her. This thing I carried inside me. He feels how afraid I am. He likes it. Chills, right? We know the creatures in Fromville feed on fear, so this tracks perfectly with the established rules. But remember what happened in Episode 3. She secretly had Elgin help her make a pile of dirt, calling it a start, and saying they might need more. That dirt is Fromville soil, the cursed ground tied to the cycles and the power keeping everyone trapped. My theory: the entity, whatever was growing in her, the remnant of Smiley or the larger force, is still attached or partially inside her. She's not fully free. That dirt pile is her trying to build a ritual container, a coffin, or a nest to either contain it, feed it on the town's energy, or let it sleep while she regains control. It could be her desperate attempt to stop full possession or transformation. If she's feeding it the cursed earth, maybe she's bargaining like the original deal that created the monsters. This sets up huge stakes for her and Ellis. Is she slowly turning, or can she weaponize this connection against the town? Boyd's reaction here will be critical because he's already carrying so much leadership weight.
If I pass it on to someone else and then the voices start torturing them.
Sara and Sophia's psychological war. Switching to Sara, this one hits different. We know from recent episodes that the man in yellow has shapeshifted, or is now posing/living as Sophia, and she's become Sara's roommate. Sara, who hears voices and did unthinkable things in Season 1, has been trying to change and atone. In the trailer, she's voicing her deepest fear. Whatever's wrong with me, what if I pass it on to someone else and the voices start torturing them? She's probably talking to Boyd or Kenny, opening up about her guilt after the Elgin stuff. This is classic psychological warfare from the town. The man in yellow as Sophia isn't just a roommate. He's a jailer and predator living in her space, exploiting her sensitivity to restart the voices or plant doubt. The goal? Turn Sara back into a tool for chaos, weaken the resistance, and monitor Boyd's group from inside. Her paranoia about infecting others is exactly the fear the entity loves to feast on. Theory: Sara's arc might involve her using her connection against the man in yellow, or tragically relapsing in a way that forces a huge confrontation. The voices could reveal critical info if she survives the mental torture. We also see everyone running towards something. Classic from suspense. Probably another body or gruesome discovery that puts Boyd and his circle on high alert, like the episode description says. Who dies? It could be a background character to raise stakes, or someone more shocking like a budding ally. Drop your guesses in the comments. I'm thinking it might tie into the ominous discovery and ramp up the paranoia.
When everyone died, I saw him. He was eating them.
Is the man in yellow a cannibal? Then we hit the heavy Victor scene. He's telling his father Henry about the man in yellow. We came in the car just like the rest of us, and when everyone died, I saw he was eating them. This confirms the man in yellow as a cannibalistic predator who doesn't just feed on fear, but literally consumes flesh after the massacres. He's been doing this across loops. That's why he's so composed and powerful. The yellow suit is his signature, like a hunter's trophy or uniform after the feast. He's likely the true master or high-level servant of the town's evil, sustaining the cycle by consuming what the monsters leave behind. Victor, witnessing this as a kid, explains his visceral terror and why seeing the suit breaks him. Suddenly, Henry screams in pain, clutching his head like a memory or vision is hitting him hard. This could be the town punishing him for getting too close, or him unlocking parallel knowledge as Victor's dad. The parallels between past and present cycles are collapsing.
Like the rest of us. When everyone died, I saw him.
Julie's storywalking. Finally, Julie's storywalking ability is back in play. We see her in that space at the same time the man in yellow is having his human lunch on the road. Storywalking might let her witness or interfere with events across time or realities. This could be key to harnessing her powers. As mentioned in the episode synopsis, maybe she confronts or learns something vital about the cannibal man in yellow that changes everything.
How afraid I am. He likes it.
It's nice to see you again.
Our nerdy thoughts. The town is ramping up its games because people like Jade, Julie, and Victor are getting too close to breaking the loops. The man in yellow is stepping out of the shadows as the active antagonist, shape-shifting and psychologically dismantling key players. Fatima's remnant, Sara's voices, and Jade's trip all point to personal possessions and bargains being the core mechanic. The children and sacrifices are central. Maybe the next step is a new bargain or reversing the old one. Henry and Victor's father-son moments could unlock the why us question, and that running scene with the discovery, it might force Boyd to make another impossible choice. This episode feels like a turning point, where myths become monsters and personal demons collide with the town's ancient rules. What do you think happens next? Is Jade coming back changed? Will Sara break or fight? Let me know below. Hit like if you're hyped for episode 4, subscribe for more breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Don't trust the yellow suit.
Eating them.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.